Dear students, we are looking at the taxable benefit for living accommodation. This benefit is assessed on the employees who are provided accommodation by their employers. Uh, we have to calculate the cash value of the accommodation or the house provided by the employer. So there are basically three aspects to it. So you can say that when an employee is provided a house or an accommodation by the employer, the taxable benefit, again, I would say the cash value of that benefit is assessed by, or it's calculated by looking at three elements. The three elements are: number one, the annual charge; the second one is the additional charge; and the third one is if there are any expenses paid by the employer. Okay, so this is how we understand this one. So let's begin with the first. A benefit arises if an employee is provided with living accommodation, unless it is job related living accommodation. So here, another important detail, that job related accommodation is something which does not raise a taxable benefit. Okay, you are provided with an accommodation, but that is necessary for doing the duties of your work. Without it, you cannot perform. Okay, so this benefit is not for job related. This benefit is available or is to be calculated when you are provided with an accommodation that is not job related. Okay, so what is not job related is something that is provided to an employee because of their designation. Okay, the employee is maybe a director or a manager who is very important to the organization. So to facilitate him and to make him work for the organization, they provide this benefit that is called the accommodation benefit. So the first charge, which is the annual charge, it is very simple. That is, you have a gross rateable value of the accommodation of the house or the property that is provided, or in case if the accommodation is rented by the employer for the employee, then that is the value. Okay, so we're going to discuss what are these, but these are simple. You do not have to do any calculations. These are simply provided in the exam, whether it's the gross rateable value or it is the rent paid by the employer. Okay, so this is one simple one. Usually it's the rateable value or the annual value. Fine. You do not have to do any calculation. However, if it is for less than 12 months, then we have to prorate it and we have to calculate. Maybe if it is available for 6 months, then we have to do the calculation for 6 months. Moving on to the next one, the other charge is the additional charge. If the accommodation that has been bought, it is more than the cost of it is more than 75,000, then another additional charge is raised. Okay, that is calculated. You look at the cost of the accommodation, you deduct the 75,000. Basically, if it is less than 75 or equal to 75, there is no additional charge. But if the accommodation, for example, is for 100,000, then we take away the 75,000 from the cost, and whatever is the value, we multiply that to the official rate of interest. Okay, so official rate of interest will be provided to you in the exam. So we simply take the difference of the cost of the accommodation and we take away the 75,000. Whatever is the excess value will be multiplied to the official rate of interest. Okay, as we move on, there is a twist in this calculation, which comes there when the accommodation bought by the employer and provided to the employee. There are these two dates: when the house was bought by the employer and when it was provided to the employee. If the time period between the two dates is more than 6 years, then we have to compare the market value when the house was provided and the cost when the house was bought by the employer. So whichever is the higher value, we take that and we deduct the 75,000 from it. Okay, so if the situation is that the house was bought before it was provided to the employee and the time period between the two dates is more than 6 years, then we have to take the higher of the cost or the market value when the house was provided. Okay, so if we see this thing, market value, if owned for more than 6 years before being first made available, then the charge is the market value when first available to the employee less 75,000 multiplied by to the official rate of interest, whichever it is for the 6th of April. Okay, the cost of improvements made since acquisition, but before the start of the current year is added to the cost or the market value as appropriate. Okay, so here we see that if the accommodation was improved, there were some improvements carried out. So before, if the improvements were carried out before the current tax year, then we add those to the cost. Okay, and to the market value as well. But if the market value is at that specific date, like when it was provided, and the improvements were made before then you won't be adjusting it. But if the improvements were carried out after determining the market value, then we add it. Usually they are added to the cost, okay, depending on the information provided. So as we go on, we will see examples where we understand. So the improvements made after the start of the current year are ignored. For example, after 6th of April, the improvements were done. So those won't be considered. Okay. So this is the second thing. So the first thing, if we go back, is the annual charge. We will see whichever is higher. It is usually the gross rateable value. If it is rented, so we will see whichever is higher. The second thing is the annual charge, as we have discussed, the cost or the market value, depending on the dates, multiplied by less the 75,000 multiplied by official rate of interest. The third benefit that arises is due to the expenses. If the employer is paying the expenses for the this accommodation, for example, the utility expenses, if we just underline those, so paid by the employer, gas, electricity, water, council tax, redecoration, wages for domestic help provided by employer. For example, there is a worker and that worker is paid by the employer, then all of those are regarded as expenses and they are added as another benefit. Okay, so there is no percentage applied. Whatever expenses are paid become part of the your benefit. So cost to the employer, whatever is the cost to the employer will become the benefit. Okay, and if there is any contribution made by the employee, that can be deducted. Okay, so I hope this is clear. How to calculate the accommodation benefit. Furthermore, there are few aspects that we need to consider. We have been looking at the notes provided. So here we see the first one is the gross rateable value is the annual rental value of the property that is set by the government. So we use that. Or if it is the rent paid by the employer, the accommodation is not owned by the employer, then we take the rent. So these two notes are actually for this first benefit, okay, where we see this, we take the annual charge is actually the higher of the gross rateable value and the rent paid by the employer. So for the second one, there is this official rate of interest which is provided in the exam. When we do the examples, we see that. And here we have the first example. To understand this situation, we have the rateable values, the value of the accommodation, and we are also provided with the expenses. Okay, so let's see. Let's attack this one.